Check Google. The company's shutting down its Google Plus social network after failing to announce a bug that may have exposed hundreds of thousands of users' personal data. Joining us now is Vivek Wadhwa. He's the co-author of Your Happiness Was Hacked. All right, got to get your initial response when you saw this news.
You know, I'll bet you that it isn't 500,000. It's more like 50 million or some ridiculous number. They're downplaying it, and they're underestimating the damage that's been done. This is what the tech industry is doing, is that they keep trying to, they keep pretending that it isn't that bad and that few people were impacted by the hacks.
Is it that they're underestimating, or that they're actually, you know, because some of these memos apparently in the article suggest they knew that once this news was out there, it could draw even greater scrutiny, regulatory scrutiny. Maybe it's a combination of arrogance and just the fact is that they want to hide this from the public.
Yeah, Charles, so far Silicon Valley has gotten a free ride over here. I'll give you an analogy. Imagine if speeding tickets are only $5. The fine for running a red light was $10, and that's it. All you had to do was apologize and got off the hook. We would all be speeding and you know, running red lights because the cost would be nothing. That's what it's like for these companies. They don't even have to pay the $5 or $10. All they do is, oops, we're sorry, and they move on. Facebook had hundreds of millions of accounts hacked, and all they did was, sorry, we'll be careful in the future, and they get away with it. This keeps happening over and over again. That's why we need to have tight regulations and fines. Now, let me give you a scenario. Imagine every time your email was hacked from any big company, they paid you $10. If it was your social security number, $100. If it was your personal details, $1,000. What would happen? All of these tech companies would stop every project that they had. They'd fix the security bugs in their systems, and they'd protect us. And we'd be waiting for, you know, for payday. We'd be hoping that our information is hacked so we get paid. The trouble is that there are no fines, no incentives. These people get away with murder, literally. And this shouldn't continue like this.
I'm glad you brought that up, Vivek, because I sense that it's changing. You know, the whole idea that they were protected because they were cool, they were forward-looking, they talked about climate change, they were cool with the hipsters. I see that all changing. There are books out that are saying, hey, you know what, Silicon Valley, you know, you guys have too much money. You're what's wrong with capitalism. And then someone like Senator Mark Warner, who was already angry when they didn't send a representative on September 1st to go to Congress, lashing out on Twitter yesterday. Maybe we're heading in a direction now where they'll be held accountable.
Yeah, my book, Your Happiness Was Hacked, actually details the game that the tech industry is playing. They've hacked us. What they're doing is that they've figured out how to manipulate us. They're getting all the information they can about us. They're now using these tools that they have, artificial intelligence, against us so that they can sell us more and they can control our thoughts. The book describes the games that they're playing and shows you how to win, how you can, you know, fight back, and how you can use technology the way it was meant to be used to uplift and to make you happy. This is the game that's being played over here by the tech industry.
Without giving away the book, because it sounds amazing, can you give us a suggestion? Because now, you know, once we Google something and we go somewhere else, the ads pop up all the time. They hit us left and right. You know, it reminds me of Minority Report. Philip K. Dick was a visionary. He knew this was going to happen. How do we prevent this constant messaging to us?
Yeah, you know, first of all, as far as the ads go, they're pop-up blockers. They're tools you can get for your browsers which do that. Use different browsers. Instead of Google, you can use, you know, what is it, DuckGo. There are a couple of other, you know, tools and so on. But overall, we have to look at our use of technology. Do we really need to be checking social media 100 times an hour? Do we need to have Facebook accounts at all? Do we need to be checking email when we go to bed at night? Do we need to have that phone sitting next to our bed? Do we need to now be posting every thought we have and, you know, doing this thing?
Right.
At work, do we need to have the notifications on? Do we need to be checking, you know, do we getting all this broadcast of emails? We have to look at ourselves, how we're using technology, and use it in a more moderate way. I'm a tech freak. I mean, I love technology. Well, I'm not saying don't use technology.
Sure.
I'm saying use it wisely. It's like consuming alcohol. If, you know, you have a glass of wine or two, it's good.
Yeah,
if you go overboard now and start drinking to excess, it's going to destroy you. The same thing happens with technology. The tech industry is peddling drugs to us. The drugs are these tools. They're all designed to make us addicted. That's what we have to fight back.
Right, but I think the problem, unfortunately, is so many people are already too addicted. Great stuff. Can't wait to read the book. Thank you very much.